To convert proteins and peptones.
Now, which one? I don't understand. Which one? Is it the amylase? I be the trypsin. Okay.
Don't worry, let me come again. The amylase converts starch to maltose. The lipase converts fat and oil to fatty acid. You can see it as fatty acid, you can see it as glycerol. Then the trypsin converts proteins and peptones to polypeptides. Is that clear now? Is that clear
Yes,
now?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so that is it for the duodenum. That's the function of the duodenum and the okay.
Is it the pancreas that produces insulin?
You say?
I said, is it the pancreas that produces insulin?
Is it the pancreas that
produces insulin?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, the pancreas may not really be responsible for releasing of insulin, because unless you are talking of the pancreas on its own, but if you are talking about the pancreatic juice is already releasing enzymes that basically deal with breaking down of any food that enters into your body. From that form, it enters to its simpler form. That is what those enzymes in the pancreatic juice do. So they may not really release any other enzyme that will perform a function that is different from breaking down that food from its function, breaking down that food from its particular form in which you've taken it into your body to a form where it can be utilized. So insulin is actually not produced by the pancreatic juice, but it is actually produced in the pancreas of the body particularly. It's produced in the pancreas of the body particularly. It's more like a hormone on its own that plays its own role when it comes to regulating sugar level in your body. I don't know if you understand my point. So insulin,
yes, I understand.
It plays its own different role when it comes to sugar regulation in your body. Then going further to this.
Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Please, I have a question.
All right, let's have it.
My question is, digestion of carbohydrates take place where? Where does digestion of carbohydrates take place?
Digestion of every food takes place in the stomach and the duodenum. They take place in the stomach and the duodenum. When the digestion takes place there, it's not like it takes place there completely, but it is more like a major part where the breakdown of the food takes place. And when the breakdown of the food takes place there, it can now happen in other parts of the body. So the only thing is that the enzyme that will play the role is just different from that of other enzymes. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
My reason for asking that question is I saw a question solving passport. So they now said that digestion take place in the stomach. So I picked carbohydrates, but they said the correct answer is protein. So I was confused because they said the correct answer is protein. We can't hear you, sir. You have muted yourself.
Okay, how did you say the question came? Actually, come on with the question again.
The question is, the digestion of, they listed some classes of food.
Okay.
They listed carbohydrates, protein, fat, and oil, and one other one. I can't remember. So they now said the digestion of the particular class of food take place in the stomach. So I pick carbohydrates, that the digestion of carbohydrates take place in the stomach. But when I went to check the answer, they pick protein, that the digestion of protein take place in the stomach. So I was confused.
Okay, now look at where the confusion is coming from. Digestion of every food takes place in the stomach. And aside the fact that they take place in the stomach, there are different enzymes that play the role. And that is why most times when I give you a list or examples of the major ones that are scientifically proven and scientifically recognized, when some of you give additional examples, I tell you that yes, the examples you have added up are correct. But then again, there are the major ones that are more recognized. So the reason why it tends to be wrong, or the reason why they tend to give you protein as a major option, is because, just like I gave you here now, that the digestion here now happens in the pancreatic juice that releases enzymes. The trypsin now is a major enzyme in the duodenum that does anything that has to do with the breakdown, physically breakdown of protein, ketones, and it breaks them down directly to polypeptides. Now, what this is simply trying to tell us is not that others do not also happen there, but then it's just trying to make us know that they are the major ones that are being scientifically proven, and they are the major ones that are generally known to be that which happens there with scientific proof. So that is the reason why when I list any example, when you give me more examples, I will approve the correctness or how wrong the example is, but then I will totally put my examples or my descriptions in your fingertips, because they are the major ones that when anything comes up from that particular aspect, that is where they will be expecting the response or the correct answer to come from. As a matter of fact, biology can actually be that tricky. And that is why I do my best to give you specific answers, that specific examples that I know you should pick up to in preparation for the exam. Do you understand? Can you see, when you see me listing all these here now, you can see I listed them. I didn't tell you now that I didn't get to any point. Now, the amylase, I thought that amylase converts starch to maltose. You already seen, assuming they won't even tell you that it converts anything to glucose, or it converts starch to glucose, or it converts glucose to its simplest glycanase forms, or any of those nature, which is the reason why you should just understand that most times there are some that play more vital roles than the other. I don't know if I'm making an understandable point to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good.
Excuse me, sir.
Another question?
Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Okay, let's hear you.
Sir, according to my textbook here, it states that digestion of carbohydrates starts from the mouth. Sir, is it somehow correct or wrong?
Digestion of every food starts from the mouth, goes through the esophagus, and then when it gets to the stomach and the duodenum, that is where certain enzymes that will work on them separately are produced, either by the gastric juice or from the pancreatic juice. Even if they ask you in exam, digestion of orange starts from, it's the mouth. Digestion of yam starts from, it's the mouth. As long as it is fast, it is the mouth, regardless of the food. Don't mind the tricky questions. Do you understand that now?
Sir. Yes.
Okay, any other question?
Yes, sir. You said that the duodenum contains pancreatic juices that contain enzyme. Now, since the duodenum contains pancreatic juice, are we saying that the pancreas is connected to the duodenum by the means of pancreatic duct?
That's not a wrong thing to say. You're correct. You're correct. But then, regardless, the pancreas does not play that role that has to do with breaking down of food. It doesn't play that role that has to do with the breaking down of food. The pancreas plays the role of sugar regulation in your body. But you wouldn't see a question now where you will be asked and expected to have a correct response when you say that the pancreas is located, the pancreatic juice is located in the pancreas, or the pancreas is located in the pancreatic juice, because generally the pancreas, it's all in the stomach actually, but the pancreas is always known to be, if you browse, the English can come in very many ways, but the pancreas is always known to be located somehow a little bit behind the stomach and very close to the small intestine. The pancreas located a little bit behind the stomach and very close to the small intestine. This now is a descriptive or typical location of the pancreas in the body. That doesn't make what you said wrong, but descriptively, it is found behind the stomach or the abdominal region and then very close to the small intestine. I don't know if you got that clearly. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
Sir, I have a question.
Okay.
Please, is duodenum part of the small intestine?
Is
duodenum, is it part of the small intestine?
no. It's not part of the small
Okay.
intestine.
Yes, it is.
The small intestine is made up of duodenum and jejunum and ileum and all these things.
They are just giving the description because just like we talked about the pancreas we just talked about now. They are giving you the duodenum is not part of the small intestine, but the duodenum works with the small intestine. Remember, the pancreas is close to the small intestine. The duodenum produces pancreatic juice that releases enzymes that break down food, and then the reason why it is being assumed to be part of the small intestine is because when that whole breakdown takes place, that is when the food now gets to the small intestine. This small intestine now in our body is found in between the duodenum and the large intestine. This small intestine in the body, it is found in between the duodenum and the large intestine. When all the pancreatic actions have taken place in the duodenum, that is when the food now gets to the small intestine for its proper digestion, when the intestinal juice now performs its own actions and now absorbs the nutrients in the food and now pass the remaining ones up to the large intestine that will still pass through the second appendix. Are we on the same page, or is our confusion increased?
Okay, sir. So what is now Brunner's gland in the duodenum?
What?
It's Brunner's gland in the duodenum.
I can't hear you.
Brunner's gland in the duodenum.
Function of the Brunner gland. You mean BR?
Yes,
BRUNNER.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the Brunner gland normally, how do I put it now for us to understand? It's more like in the duodenum, food, just like I told you, it's found in between. When the whole actions happen, then it gets to the small intestine. Now, this Brunner gland, actually, it helps in producing a mucus. That helps to protect the linings of the So there was someone that asked a question about reading something where she saw a part of a GI tract that is slippery, that is slimy or something of that nature. You heard when someone says something like that, right?
Yeah, I was the one.
Oh, you're the one. Good. So this Bruna gland now, it produces a mucus that acts like a protection. It produces a mucus that acts like an acidic protection on the surroundings of the stomach. I don't know if you understand that. It produces a mucus, slimy mucus, that acts like a protection on the surroundings of the stomach.
Okay, sir.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So that's mucus that protects the lining of the stomach. That's mucus, that slimy mucus. What produces it in the body is the Brunner's gland.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Service, can you come again? The amylase converts starch to maltose, then the what again?
The lipase, it converts fat and oil to fatty acid or glycerol. And then the trypsin, it converts proteins and peptones to polypeptides. So when these food now are being broken down, they get to the small intestine or the ileum where the proper digestion takes place.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Sir, please, what enzyme converts polypeptides to amino acid?
I can't hear you.
I said what enzyme converts polypeptides to amino acid?
I don't know if you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, I can.
You said that what enzymes, are you talking about the trypsin?
I don't know if it's trypsin, no, but I don't know what enzyme
what
converts.
Exactly is your question?
What enzyme converts polypeptides to amino acid?
Okay, the enzyme that converts polypeptides to amino acid. Most of the time, enzymes that convert most foods to amino acid are always the proteases. So, what I'm saying is audible enough, right?
Yes.
So it's the proteases most times that plays the function of conversion into amino acid. Acidic conversions into amino acid most times happens with the function of an enzyme, an enzymatic process through the proteases. Proteases. Proteases.
Okay, sir. So lipase converts fatty acid to
lipase converts fat and oil to fatty acid. So when this, we're already out of time. The questions are actually much, but please, you all understand what the whole scenario is all about. But aside that, every other one is just a straightforward process, because this is where the major process ends in the major process happens in the small intestine. The major process happens in the small intestine. You can say that what happens in the small intestine, proper digestion takes place. What we mean by saying that proper digestion takes place is that the food gets broken down to smaller particles. Proper digestion and absorption takes place in the small intestine. Saying that proper digestion takes place in the small intestine is that it's being broken down to smaller particles, it's being broken down to smaller portions, and then saying that absorption takes place is that the major nutrients in the food is being absorbed. That is the end product through which the food has been broken down to. It's in the small intestine that it gets absorbed. So when it absorbs the food, it now gets to the second. This second And most times when you see an alimentary canal or a GI tract, most of the time cecum and appendix are not being recognized. Most of the time when you see alimentary canal, cecum and appendix are not being recognized. But then the reason why